Madong alukontong, just a couple of things, I would just quickly. I think sometimes you avoid certain things, and some people deliberately or intentionally want to drag you into it. You will drag me and we will go all the way into the mud. Respect for respect, otherwise for otherwise. The whole point is that I have been reading this specific issue, which has nothing, in my view, it has nothing to do with the public, it has nothing to do with me, it has nothing to do with other parties, it has everything to do with Ismaila Ceesay and Omar Saibo Camara. Omar is somebody I know from a very long time. I used to, see Ismaila. I would say I don't know him much, but of course we work together in an institution. So I could say I know this person as a, somebody you work in the same institution. Nothing beyond that. Minta mida nyimo fulote mandala haji wa haji leti jaman kenyala man fellon jende fem fono la wada na haji teje. Omar mamman sakundala kodita, amam mola na fuluta, amam mola kodi kasara, or whatsoever. So that is not my business. But when manipulators have a intention to, tame or break an individual, they start to bring all kind of things to the public light in an attempt to break this particular person. I had intentionally stayed out of this whole matter because it had nothing to do with me. And then keeping my own private space just to have people, because you support Ismaila Ceesay and other things. Albala WhatsApp group or alma ali millom malma millom malbe kumo sifa be folama ntanga munkula karolla soko ite Ansu Jack ning for Raffie Diab and other people. What have I done to you? Man musuma wax yen aw ma dara luma def ak yen askanew ma ak yen bokuma dara ak yen. We never join any organization or whatsoever together. We have nothing, absolutely nothing in common. International mafo sabe sinko da naman ke hada mayat international mahani affaire wa affaire la soto atol balla WhatsApp group o dal benta ko mo kuma la jalba ko mo sifa be fola manta mun kula katol or because what I say who killed the cops wala katol dimi wala atin natol me munyano wakang atol bal dara tala ko da kon tanga mun kula katol. And in a very condescending way. Let me say this in English. Probably, I'm mobe mamman nigga kaumay. These are young people that I'm not sure if all of you are young, but of course some people are young in that your Gis WhatsApp group and some other people are not. I have never said anything about Gis. I have never had an opinion about Gis. If I would even say something, of course I did participate in the program once or twice, and I've always respected all of you. I have treated all of you with utmost respect at every dealing. Does that mean I appreciate and accept everything that you people do? Probably not. But I have never said anything about you people. Raffie Diab or whatever your name is, I have never said anything about you because I don't know you and I can't say anything about you. But how long near for camera you are trying to discriminate people based on geographic jurisdictions or whatsoever. I told some of you, I told some of you, I told about town. I'll cut you to nail till into the dollar. The blue foot lady. Allah would you to nail diamokono. You're trying to talk about me in a very condescending way. Moro, Danga Molon Dunya La Bella today. Albe kumakalantan falanta masala kilo talbe min fala nalbe min fala fana saketo nyate because ndata nala janka fatol yentaka minke walanta mumunati walanta manke minti oman that is irrelevant and it's not important to anybody. What I know about me is very okay for me. Okay? So what an albe diamula mulla quote alka kumal fale millong ila quote or say something that you know about. Because you can't in any way be speaking about me condescendingly in your WhatsApp group. Many I will not even say I jigin. Yen gor yo xaman gor yu jow lan moy lulu. Bro, mara nga ko kilim faale de. Alaman ku non tema tarfatal ay ni munu len ko man defuma len dara waxuma len tuduma len. Man lumay like who killed the cops had nothing to do with you unless if you people have some guilt in you because some of your proud associates actually work in government. Lolu du suma tala affaire tawoto. alinta da bon dalla diamol kono de alning Saibo balla fankol min naji al tale taw bonni nyoto je entala kuta woto alma mo entanga min fanon tol ngamil no wok o sen Ismaila be do ko la university min to akatu wandi dinol min to fala ko karma exam o pass kariya fo nyana class I can do the same baranta manke o mo sifati karandirol in the sea word la, and then in every academic institution there is basically academic integrity, and then I would keep my academic integrity until doomsday. Intata fintila ka fo mole ten bara ku kilengo wolonde fanya man fo modol la ko de. Some of you people know how you got into that university. It's fraudulent. Wala mo tonyati. Na manke tonyati al fintale kay to fintine mi yatan yatol dun taw tonyati. Yalla kay di follow me reject the all rejection messages. You people still got it. How did you people find your way back into the system? Mole yalo na mimbe keri. So the system is completely, it's disgusting. But for me, one thing is I always want to listen to two sides of a story before I make my opinion on it. In this case, I listened to Omar earlier. I think he did mention that Ismaila Atinna Imando ko Diala University. Omutuanyalet. Ntelako, Omar la omutuanyalet. Kado Omar tata la foya toke timetable obala. Anyanta karan dro kala dame ngamera wolong Ismaila nyola department. Andung afota wala toko Ismaila la ko ye carbon di timetable obala. So Ismaila bala nola wala nyadi. Anonya Ismaila la interview la moya teloko. Along if you are contradicting yourself, people listen to understand. Nita ko. Ite mang sembe soto kamota dokula wala kamobale dokula in the university. That's basically what you said. Nimang, if you cannot appoint or disapprove somebody's appointment. In the same interview, you claim that molle bejete min karandi pareta yol mako ye doku so university kinor. But nga merete la mang sembe so ka mo mako ye doku la wala ka mota doku wala ka mo bale doku la. Barete la ko esa janyol ni mo ko tangolete wol karandi ye londo ke kun ko ne pareta ye mako ye doku. Sa ndung iba fono la nyaari la ko ntaman kar bal doku wala wala ntamati na kar man doku so. At the same in the same interview. Aje mol nyamama. You see, one thing about some of these people is that they oppose governments until you give them power and they show you their reality. And their reality is nitemang song to conform to what they want. They will attempt to, force conformity on you. Ni woman ke nene mako yo mimbeke le benafintila ya fo sate mole kontranga kare mako nyina. Ni woman fenke no fanang isa kumodol sifa lema just to accuse, to stain, and of course with an intention to break you. Because ibe minna wala man dietol dia wala nyende ko ibe tonya nintilunga min donde kanyamba. You've not heard me say anything. And then for the most part, you see, Adamadungol ming wato wat ni lafta kumatilimballo wala lafte doyala lafte jalala lafte tinyala. They claim familiarity. E karfo munta badungol tintambadungol tinyala na yo fo e fa pare dry na tinyara kumol foje. Mite badungol tinyala bare fele ba tinyaka. E kala munta la bolti ninga fengo fem fama do wolon to nyaade ntaka kuma jaw fo la nyuma ngam fo do na songolong e ba tinyaka ne wala e wulta wala kamma. And then for Ismaila to sit down, I studied, political science up to the level of PhD. African studies under no circumstances equates or equals a PhD in political science. African studies monkey political science. Of course, you can use political science methods and everything. You can look at African politics in a way through an African studies degree program and all of that. You can use sociology and other things. But if your study was actually looking at deceptors and whatsoever, what has that got to do with political science? And the name of your degree is African studies. It's not political science. Both your masters and PhD is African studies. What Tonya for Gambian Koli? You come to an entire country, you actually deceive them like this, and everybody is sitting and watching, while on document, your degree is African studies. It's not political science. So tell people I studied African studies. You might have an in-depth understanding of political science. Nobody can dispute that. But your degree is not political science. You studied African studies, and African studies is not political science. Ismaila is a great guy in my view. Even though the way he serves this government is not the most pleasing to me. But besides, it cannot be pleasing to me because I'm in opposition to the current government. Because I believe that this government killed the cops for its political manipulation. So under no circumstances can I be in the same wavelength of political ideas and ideologies with Ismaila at this point in time. No. But I am one person. Ita Raffie mi yalong ko kantela koma kuma alla WhatsApp group or ntanga mako yo minke CL ita mo okay. Asa ke maybe ita kela kodolo dundije. I put in my knowledge, my thinking, and my ability. Na fuel on kana moto borandi kabu food all the way to a hotel to help you people build your 10-point agenda. Albukan jo hanit taransula. So nentang okay no ato la pati molye. Ita bibita sabita karasi WhatsApp group or ita kontak ikantela koma kuma wodla. Ita kadita ka molle nyininka oh this small mo guy bro. Yalong ñene saabu du fóot boppam lu yàlla xam doy na de ñu xam-xam nañ du man ak yow bokkuñu askan du ma la musa tuutal du ma wax dara si yow aw ma dara lu ma wax ak yow kon respectel sa bopp if you want people to respect you, you respect them in that condescending way you're trying to actually send out your trashy questions about me. Ita ko wala min fama be nyin ka wodla wala ma oldo do man fisiantati fisamante ya fama man sodo hada madin kunda bara butong atole jikita min nalu man jiki fenna min tambita mol ye min long wala mol be sire min ka mol be dere na drong aman jarala ana lu ko fi jar man luma def ak luma deful yo what has that got to do with you bro I can sit and be online 24 hours wait about ne manala ita kan dala bilol jo ita kan na dimbal balundi ita kan na korda kaspa wala samfo ene la taransola donde ya mol la kudo fo so ita samana phone on tama ita man tamin fango long you can je internet or draw you want to actually have opinions about me in a condescending way in your WhatsApp groups ni mo be fenso la min fola ntani de lo mo be phone la jumala ite and with you Ansu Jack I have treated you with a lot of respect and you know that so if people come to your WhatsApp group and start condescendingly talking about me, you got to put a poster, bro. Nekunyo fi pur lulu. Pako beda fo ladara wahul ladara. Mandulen. Man malan gena sadik na. Ndala badatal di. Ndamange Omar Saibo ti de. Te sen wax bi man bumasi tobi bumasi duga rek silay ji. Malan gena sadik. Ndala badatal ti in every aspect of it. Man, one thing about me is I am not guided by academic degrees. I am not guided by social conformity. I am not guided by people's opinion. I do me because I know me and I live by my principles, nothing else. Duma tooñ de duma wax dara si nit de waaye boo buggee wax ci man te defuma la dara bro même fa laal mam bee boo mooy laal de man lu may def yow loolu ngay laajte bro I work for the world's biggest, largest, #1 heavy civil engineering company. That's what I do. Why I have enough time to actually be on the web? I'm a project management consultant for railways, running the biggest railway infrastructural project in New York City in a managerial capacity. We're running a $5.5 billion project. Maybe I am homeless in the street. I am probably, a rough rider in the street, somebody who is nobody. Man, I don't talk about me. Bro, why do man akyo? Man, askaneo makyo. And anything I say is something that you can easily prove. Man, nekuma dijay ay ndamantra fenkol dada kanda tondi, kata kaitol printike wafu. Ndamantra wala de. Ita tende doya no la kari tamam barakan tati tamam karantati tamam karantati tamam dunia long intati tamam dunia tamantati kon yo munulo ma heb alkatara wala konante yani hasidi yani jowya min katara also ndo mol kon alkamera ko everybody is just some useless persons in the west who probably just sit on the web to talk nonsense mane ko len yakar Ismaila o man fisiantati amam barakan tati amam katantati arol sa siyal kal kulubal yakum otilindel Raffie, Marco Wahati, go and actually ask and of course get the right facts. I work for the world #1 heavy civil engineering company in the whole wide world. Ndamange dimba futubal today. We came from very humble beginnings, but we tried for ourselves and we will not watch any samba boy you want to, break our teeth out of nothing. Hamulo nyungabuga wahlu bon sinyun. That's what you want to know? Let me clearly tell you that atolo minka tara sirin Gambia nyindo kebe wurla jana moro ntanga minno atolo mono alwuli albe wala bulala nyanjo ka min fo wala mutonya de albe fanyala bulala le tonya tamande atolo mambarakanta de amanke hanala minister kilinti and amanke hanala mo kotenti. I don't care about what you people care about. And they couldn't like I work in organizations where I need to know somebody to be there. No. amolo tend to more kendol many along, of course, they help you through life. And one more kendol will be caring for me. I climbed the ladder at the highest speed you can ever imagine. That is what you want to hear? From a trainee to a senior manager in the world #1 heavy civil company, running the best and the biggest of railway projects and railway infrastructure in the United States of America, and particularly the richest city in the world, New York City. Like, yo, it doesn't do it. It doesn't see WhatsApp group or it can't tell it do it. It doesn't do it. I mean, it be found. Ite muna long ite muna soro ite kamuna keno mota minke yalo nale al fango jalbe moto ningol boron de la Gambia yale moro e yal man fisiano fuare dinti nyimbanko kande ndol la fuare ya ngala tentu wala kam bara ndol nga katam fango lele de ndol man nyabo mo fede mote wodla mi yalon ko safo Allah mo nyinin ka min yalon ko dia over here ali nyinin ka fonta nyabo te fel al balla wuliya na la kuma kalantam folo min na look, go to my community and ask me. I am not those cheeky boys in the street that you see. You go and speak condescendingly about them. I am not those kind of people, and I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. When I needed an education, I got it. And beside all of that, some of you brag about, oh, we went to this school, we went to this, we have this degree. Those are nothing to me, because some of us went to school because probably your dad wants you to do this. People want you to go to school because that is social conformity. Society expects you to go to school, and we did. And we did so to the highest level, and we don't care. I don't claim to say, oh, I don't study African studies and come and tell people I studied political science. No. I studied environmental, and that is basically what I do, and I will continue to do that, and that's basically in the field I work in. And I don't come here to do other. I respect people who do other things here and there. I do what I studied at the highest level of it. Kon man lu ma soxla ci yow dama la musa ñaan dama musa wax dara ci yow dama musa ñew seen kër ma ut ci dara, or you ever even seen me talk about you, or I ever sat in a platform with you, or I ever sat in a restaurant and you paid my bills? Shut the fuck up about me, bro, because you don't know me. Mambalala Ismaila support all of it. And Ismaila can be a very decent and a nice person, and I respect that. Probably a former colleague and all of that. Yeah, I respect that. But you people claim you support that person, you want to come and attack people who do you no wrong, man malen gana sadingo. Omar Saibo bekelo minna puru tonya nentilungo nyisoto nyimbanko ka wala kuyata atole NPP nkol ninyi CA nkol ye. But CA atol lompati te mi yalon ko Adama yatol dindin nene kunon kuno atol la konya ko Adama is very clueless, amam fel long amam fen kala muta man ketenting. But yatol le londe TV nyala jansi di njay be siring albal fang wanter la mol be jela lalla janni mitino be banna message o ki all media house le ka fo ko CA have now joined NPP. Altara Jemina wala alafta Palacio Labricama area council Malta or Bela, they ended up probably giving you a ministerial role. And in my view, as a defendant of the government, Ismaila's role is to spin for the government, even though the opposition and other people will not like it. But he is doing what he is actually, paid for, to spin for the government. I think I was getting a call. It's out of dunya dawo information ministers tried every best to just try to speak good about the government. And man, lolu must be a problem. But anytime you attack other political leaders, we will have a problem with that, and we will also come and tell you what we got to tell you. But about government projects and what government is doing, tell hajita wato. Yo, Raffie man musumala man haumala. But atol ko mentality mimbala bulu ni mambo nyin sera kunda nyin bakaw nyin fenkol to dron wala nyin ko you are less of a human being. Atol ni mentality si fal like a grow. Atol o mindset like a ratol bulu. Atol dron nyin dakela kuti nyin dunia kono. Ikamera ko atol is your God giving right to be what you people are, and other people are all just some cheeky shit. You sit and then you condescendingly try to describe me in a way that yo dang matene. Ite ane dunia fon lara dunia ka desa fisiante ya merete yeke nyalo nya fon lo wa bi do sori de nga tol le bado ndala baratal de nga fa len damanke Omar Saibo de lo len wax lu ko opala len muna wax lo len yor lu ko opala ñi yor lo len muna gene lu ko opala ñi muna gene. If you people come to the web and start bragging with those braggadocio lifestyles of we have our companies, we have this, we have that, that is no fucking business to any one of us. We don't care about what you have and what you don't. Respect has nothing to do with what you have and what you do not. Bro, you want to know what I do? I taught in several high schools in the Gambia. I taught at the Gambia College. I taught at the University of the Gambia. We founded Green Up Gambia. That is, has employed several young Gambians up to this day, running projects in millions of dollars in that country, running consultancies of millions of dollars in that country, providing services to government and beyond. And of course, I work for the world #1 heavy civil engineering company. You heard it, right? That is what you wanted to know? I do nothing. I live in the streets. I saw somebody saying, bro, why you always do your live on the car? I live in my car. I'll oh, I should just do everything in my house. Probably my family is there. I should expose them to what I got to say on the web, or I should just be disturbing them when they have other things to do, when I could do it elsewhere. Out of courtesy and respect for family, I could do my life anywhere I feel like. If you think that's a problem with you, go and fix it. Or you think you probably live in a better spot, then go and fix it, bro. No long kunda konto nyinin kati jang kana nyo yab. Nekalen I need. Then I'm hell. If I say something that you disagree with, come publicly, let's debate over it. I don't run away from that. Man duma daw chow. Fallen ko otere ma feki silen. Bro, we were at the UTG when Jammeh was president. We have seen people who were accusing us of organizing protests in the presence of Jammeh. Ministers would come and say, bro, I'm going to pack up the soldier. Those people who stood by us, we will stand by them till lifetime. You know? And then they talk, the Tony, the Wachi, Lolen, Hamudara, simply because you want them to come out and say something. Bro, I lived and studied in Asia. I lived in Europe, just like you. And I lived in America, just like any other person, in a dignified, respectable way. And respectability of what I do is unquestionable worldwide. So it's not anything that you or your boss who gets people into the university fraudulently can question. Alala fangolong, alial dandulalong, alia molu horoma, alia horomanta yabula kalka mentili molla. Adol camera mol but maybe ni santo satel to wala whatever, wala combo berebero latol fe, wal manke mo kendelti wala wala mo yalman fenge camera tol dorono hadama dingolti. This is basically how condescending some of you behave. After Allah life bay is all deception, manipulation, lies and deceit. I lolo def this my business. Man, I don't even get into all of that. I mind my business. But when you cross my line, bro, I fight to wherever it ends. Because man, I know how much I had to work hard to get to where I got to. And nit kuma hamalulo madaranga buga tok buga ma wax ay lu ken xam buga ma dekkal fu ma dekkut, bro, we will tell you what we got to tell you. I will not go real hard because I respect people close to some of you, but be careful what you say about people. And I don't let go. Because hamalulo madara munulo ma wax dara askaneo ma ki yeen bokuma dara ki yeen. Kon boo leen amee loo leen wax am ñoom Omar Saibo wala ngeen am loo leen jëfandikoo ak ñoom ngir affaire yi ay Ismaila Ceesay génne leen ma ci du suma business xaw ma ci dara waaye ku ma ci dugal nag duna sap maa leen gën a sadik man duma ñooñu de ay góor yu joo mel ni ñu takamalaan maa leen gën a dof nag di ngeen ma fi fekka de I did nothing to you mënu leen am ma fenne noonu tala ndala bara daal so naal ni moolu be kuuko naa tarata be politiko la du nga politiko ke ha naa lafta dum bala firngo nin tilim bala tilin na ñola du ngo fanan tilin ñola sana wotana teje. But let's do it openly and publicly. Well, and don't hide behind WhatsApp groups of gossips. No. If you have anything to say about me, say it publicly. And if you think what I say is wrong, counter it with another fact. And we can actually get a public debate over it. Man, whatever I say, I'm open to public scrutiny about it. If there is anything about me that you feel is untrue, publicly scrutinize it and I'll be able to provide evidence and proofs to it. Aside that, any other thing would be just wahi kasaw la. Man lo lek la am pour wax len nak defuma len waxuma len askanew ma ak yeen awma dara luma jëf ak yeen kon man suma affaire bay len ko man defuma len dara waxuma ci yeen suma wax ci nguur gi nak I cannot talk about the government and think nobody's going to talk about me. You can talk about me, but you talk about me in a very condescending, insulting and demeaning way, bro, duna la delo be mu mut sek mba mu rundi lela la fay senia set man ku kela man fem foy mamma foy mamma man tanakela ma fo mota fem falanta ma ka dita fola man sakunda ma ko mota fole ma o man ke tonyati. It's very normal and ka fo man sakunda ma nyami. You can come and say it publicly, say whatever you want to say. My biggest rival and still one close whatever is Babukar Bahum. He would say all kind of rubbish about me on the internet, but we still talk on the phone and say one thing or another guy, man, and then we still joke about it and life goes on. Because publicly, I cannot be talking about the NPP and expect NPP not to say anything about me. If they can lie, that's fine. That's not my business. But do it publicly. But you go to WhatsApp groups and you want to demeaningly talk about me in a condescending way. Like Lolen Yakari. Omar defu fi daralu ay. You see, some of us were in that campus where Omar was. Malong ane sumela ngamin for kom ane sumela lo kuonta la kuteje. Sumela ya makoy ama makoy na kuteje. Sumela la dindungol longolon. From a long time it olmo jamal londe. Mingo min kede te man na kuta wot. Manku wot. Nit dangay wasilo heju mafuf. You know? Okoitan nala andu wol min tambite te man te manku wot nda fem fono la je. Ya kodi dinyo la man kodi dinyo la na haji tije bara man ke Gambia la kodi tan Gambia la kuta je so kariye bala do kula karme bala do kula, you know, those things are subjected to, you know, whatever. Baranko atol dole be je ali alon nal dun taw university to nyami na boy dole je, you know, ko do ke min bota brika bo mi yalon ko, you know, I fola buka dia drum. Imagine a porn star trying to tell people about decency in society. In a decent society, can a porn star actually preach morality? That guy who calls himself a manager from somewhere, me alonko, you know, ito jobe yai yanda la mula internet ko nani sate be ko. Nato sa mol doya no nyimbango ka. Hey yal nga nyo horoma nga nyo bunya wai. Mo dole bije wala nyanta diam la nyimbango ka. Mo dole bije ni malobe wala nyato wala na manya na fem fala nyimbango ka. Fentem fo, you know, je na furo eta bola fo eta ko video, fo eta ko fintindi, you know, internet ko no. Dunia be nya bo wala te muru eta ko ka, you know, wande dingol le doya. Or you are about to preach morality simply because you want gains and profit from government. Non luñ xam bari na de bu len ñu wax lo nak man comme numa len ko waxe ntele batatal ti ma len gëna sadik man I stay on my lane until you actually touch the tail that you shouldn't touch man ma len gëna dof nak lo len xam lo lañ fi xam lo len fi def ñi ñoo len ko gëna def lo len fi yaakar ñi ñoo len ko gëna yaakar lo len fi def ci lu baax ñi ñoo len ko gëna def atole mu nekk ja Raffie itani Ansu Jack atole mu nekk ja ale mu nekk ja ntema min ka ja Moro, we taught people in their thousands from high school to Gambia College to university. What have you done? We established foundations that are supporting rural communities in multiple ways. What have you done in this country? We have people employed up till date who are paid salaries and of course are traveling extensively around the world because of our little ideas. Man fellonde bara ngakata mfangol yele ngakata na bankol yele. So atol sante doyano. Atole muneke nyimbanko entol mamenke jang. So ko momi yalon ko, you know, ite jena furla mi yalon ko yete la video fon sa ko le dunia beto ni mete arrest no, you know, police ol be nyino loto momi na moni nya bala jang ite si ko ebe suma la fasa le ko ite ka Omar la doya de sama ita marisa Omar doya no simply because you are from Brikama and is from Brikama and you are some baddest manager or whatever for moni nyina ta wala la jang just a few months, you know, few years ago, jang, you know, nkai ite subhano be ya na yandala mole sate kono la beto, you know. O mete mal. Ite mo mori tesa modo ya no nyimbanko ka. E nyolon kunda kon to nyin ngati jal nga nyo horoma nga nyo bunya no nyimbanko ka. Nyimbanke man sakunda kende tindalla ngafo. And we will oppose this regime to the best of our ability. And I hope the opposition understand the need, the urgent call for all of them to come together to bring about that meaningful change, because this government is actually built on lies, deception, and manipulation. For the most part, most of the people that work in it are just profit seekers. They are not there for the collective good of this country. So they are deceptors who will continue to deceive society for their individual personal gains and not the collective responsibility and needs of our society. So therefore, it becomes our collective responsibility to ensure that there is a change of government for the greater good of all Gambians, where nobody will be judging people on the basis of where they come from or how they needed help here and there. No. Bone kon Gambia College nga xol ñi ñoo xamantene ay bansang la ñoy joggé ay dekk yu kaw anda man ka koy bal ni falte te topoto no la o de cannot give them food wherever distance la ka tin na ka to wol botanan dami bal ni falle kulu fay menta fay fota kata college woro ni bal ni falle kulu no fay fota o tembo ni wol nata kombo maybe badingol man siaje ye kara fete la purite ma koy ku nyaad nasio do nyam ning ayatara wol lafta public accountability on the government because it be o masakundale. You want forced conformity on those people because of the help you had actually rendered to them prior, and you did not actually get that forced conformity. You want to actually demean, ridicule, and of course, you know, remind them of the things you had done for them to actually break them. That is not what a decent person does. No, what is food? What is food, bro? What is really food? Lan moy lolu. Kunun control dol ta domoro sanno lam family. Bin dol nga molla balune min yalan ko sembo warde siyata. Bara nene ta fola dlado katu na haji tije katu hadama yala e wasabun tol ni wolo tema. Baroy molla ke minister tija min yalan ka ni man dem fengo fenna de crime relationship association in several positions and of course directorates yalan woli o kenyame because abota manka mankundala na sabati woli ya in Banjul. Daf len di delo njukal. Wala ati na itani Omar be nyanta karana la ko nyimu wala dalati aman jari alka kumol dol fo nyoma because atolo da mallomo. Dunia sa kunta manta fana tara kom na tara ko ita ko Omar faya kara fete la ni Omar ye fem fo ita ma in the public space ma Omar ko mandela la nga faya ko moro ya hakiloto nyemman kunta ni tete makati man nyanyin kala katu ita mon tala dinni wala de hani a tara fon nte be kulla masakunda mi yalon ko amanke tilmo nin to nyaade mo be sa fo nyama ka fo ma publicly but ita man nyawo fala ma publicly. This is how you discuss with people. Nda molde jemini yalon ko they are my student. They don't like what I ask who killed the cops because of course their hearts lie with the NPP, but that is not my business. My responsibility and my relationship with those people was to teach them at the university, and I did so because I was paid for it. It was never free. Okola, whatever they do in their private life, na haji teje. Total damale nyo horomano. Tana wata na tawala. Dunia ye momo je drong alon ko folota mako erolla. Ana maduma buka wulul tele kilindro yemme ngi fango ye ko be no fango no molle yake. So for all these rural kids from up, you come down to Combo, you start thinking, oh, ning kariya mako so man kada kuti wala ning kada teng oh if I oppose one of their decision, the ben remind la wala roman ketanati mota kere minna na mako. We all lived on campus and we actually know what was happening there. Our families, our relatives supported us and they did everything for us. And we got to be grateful for that. But that does not mean that they got to force conformity on us on their political ideologies. The people that were feeding some of us and did everything for us still support the United Democratic Party. I don't support the UDP. But wala mun tolo badi ngole dun kukenyo le inete bolam to inete kuma fola mami yalon kamanga tilongo ninto nyati or whatever. Or they will try to say andala nga nyindila jan you must support this person or you must support that person. Mene kasi kan dol dingol kulli jan some of them actually support UDP and in black kote. But they don't force conformity on you. But masakunda mi yalonko is built on lies, deception, and manipulation. Ibe sonnal and lafta minna niman so wala meta kumala folema to do everything we can to break you. Amanjarala. Dunia amanjarala. Nyakukendo ke moedro yake lillahi alalay. Na mari yeten tuno wakang abana ala tema. Na meten tuno wala beja laika wakang abana ala tema je. Para alfa buka mau manya sifala kunan talanga nyingke entol lagi domodon di jam wala ka kontong dila wala dun taja batajana. What is that? Jumala na naman jumama ko ejang who never actually gain help from outside or other people. Wala man siya nyimbang kungkang. Pero man ka kuti mo nyanda malamin na de. You got to raise your head up, bro, and believe in yourself. That is it. Ni man tara kuke kami yalong ko is productive in this society. Nobody will talk about you. If you see they are all how mamoro ebe kula kaka mimman die mi yalonko is progressive to society. But you should be very proud of yourself. Eko nyama to minju kenson katarata makansilo ka is not ashamed of his nakedness, but there is enough shame in the eyes of his relatives. Eko ni man ka fente mo buka fem foyema. But on the be told be for la 10 for minister from be they are going that low with you. Then bro be cool like a kamimman die to le mi alonko abe banku dingol le karande ka be kalamtandika ila nyantol la ni la nyato tala ni la jurwa kola. Bara mo kilongo mi alonko kunun konin kunun tol ni wobe be wurla janko tilongo nin to nyanda sobor la nyima sakundala. Nimbi wo ko mine be wuru ka wo tilongo nin to nyala taka wolle break. Those are the people he want to demean and ridicule and make them subjects of mediocrity in society. I murun kotenga kontala nga kari karandi karamo na karandi ngo relationship o nyanda kala nyame moli wolon internet na ala janning na karamu ta dingo ko mbenyo sabola wala mbe kumal la foka nyoma mi yalon ko ala yalon kila yalo amanyinya o manken toloti paranga min longa siata la de Antonya be daming political science monkey African studies. Ismaila African studies like African studies you can inject methodologies of sociology, political science, ethnographic, whatever, and all of those things, but it's not equal to political science. So to tell people that you studied political science to the level of PhD monkey Tonya, alanga Tonya fon na moli. molle kata to bawde kayde manir sambana nana ko mo sifa be fo mole dol be jeni men karani na re ko kuma dol fo ani e to le men karani kam fo man kele ala nga to nya fon no banko ka do ku to nya nin tele wala. You cannot tell people you have no influence over who the UTG appoints. And in the same interview, you told us that you actually taught a lot of people, and of course, you helped them get jobs in the same institution. That is contradictory, bro. Yetani Omar nena manyang fotala nyundula. Ani Omar ya kumalle for me yalong ko ale yalong kila yalong amanyinya, you know. Omar faya karafete la fajanna be fala. Baro kara fofo ere nyanta min jela woto you know lanno la ko tina manke ko ela farmanso latin manke ko ela na full latin amanke ko ela daraja la yasinna lanno le yatin mo faya karafete la nimbi yobe man sakunda konte bolo man diete wala lafta fem fola to conform to something and he did not do that ina so kachano bade bunne bara manke ko fa fota la de ko sa fama mon politician wala tede afama le palaso so de nyala nda tele palaso marete nyala de anda manke ko fuaria wala yatinna ko ma adimo karafela adimo botan nan santo sate da nada kombo aje ko anita la kudunta nyoko naka moro karwo de ngala o mi fangolati o mu lanno ninji ko do nete bara manke ko kule asabo de so ni te woji ko ma fano ni ma fano fana obe ne wo bulje but to come publicly ko ida ko mari